What? What? Can you not see that I am meditating? That I am busy right now? I am trying to center my chi. Yeah, that's right. I am trying to center my chi. And you couldn't tell me that I was live while I'm, doing this and I'm deep in my It's embarrassing. Next time, communicate with me. Tell me I'm live. So what are we doing? Are we doing Impact? We're doing Impact. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Coming at you live, apparently. Thank you. Reviewing this week's Impact Wrestling. I was trying to center my chi, but apparently that's going to have to wait now. People, I tell you. Unreal. So, this week's Impact Wrestling. Holy cow. Just a crazy bunch of stuff. We had, Feast and Fire. We had fire rings. We had sneak attack / debuts. We had a Monsters Ball. We had one of the creepiest segments I think I've seen in a long time with Sami Callihan stalking the Edwards family in drag. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Wow, just so much crazy stuff. Let's get into it. Let's talk. We're just gonna kind of bounce all over this. Let's start out by talking about Feast or Fired, shall we? Speaking of fired, man. So the results of the Feast or Fired were done at the end of the episode, and everyone got to reveal the contents of their case, which was hosted by none other than Jeremy Borash. Interesting. Kind of assumed he was going to be done, which we know he's done, but it was just interesting that he was back on TV for this. And I'm assuming this was his exit, that last segment, because now he works for WWE. So, but nonetheless, it was an interesting little farewell. It was also interesting that he was in the last segment with EC3, who is also no longer with the company now. So, but the whole episode leading up to this segment was really cool. And I am watching my chat, so if you care to talk to me while I'm doing this, by all means, go ahead. So Eli Drake gets tag team championship shot. Not sure who he's going to be in a tag team with. I saw one guy on Twitter post an older picture of him and Brian Cage. A much slimmer looking Brian Cage, by the way. I believe it was back when they were both in Ohio Valley Wrestling. And that's one thing I really do not know a lot about as far as the history of Ohio Valley Wrestling. But apparently they tagged for a while. So, hey, maybe somewhere in the near future, those two are going to end up back together. Can't be Adonis. Adonis is gone. Chris Adonis. So, one thing we can have fun speculating is who is going to be the tag team partner of Eli Drake in the future for his tag team championship. Who do you think it's going to be? Let me know in the comments below or in the chat as I'm live. Who do you think? Who would you like to see with him? The X Division Championship shot goes to Petey Williams. Can't wait to see him face off against Matt Sydal. Or, and I don't really know how long the briefcases are good for. I'm a little rusty on that whole thing. I don't know if they've got a year to cash them in or what. But, so yeah, he may cash it in against Matt Sydal. He may wait. We'll have to see. But nonetheless, whoever he goes against, I know Petey Williams is still one of the top guys in his game. So I have no doubt that whoever he faces off against, it's going to be a crazy good match. And then Jeremy Borash then announces that Moose and EC3 are going to open their cases at the same time, which didn't happen. Moose opened his to reveal a global championship shot. So, which is great for Moose. I keep hearing on social media, excuse me, I keep hearing on social media that he wants to be a top guy in Impact Wrestling. Well, it looks like the guys in the back might give him that little push. So, and he's developed a lot over the last few years. So let's see what happens. Is he gonna cash it in against Aries? Is he gonna cash it in a few months from now? Maybe Patron will be champ, maybe someone else. Who knows? We'll have to see. To see what happens with that. And then, of course, that leaves the fired case, which is EC3. And the promo that, or should say the interview that they had with EC3 with Mackenzie in the hallway leading up to this was absolutely hysterical. Everybody just walking past, oh yeah, he's done. Oh yeah, he's fired. And just all these guys one by one zipping past and just, so glad to see you go. And EC3's holding his case like, it was hilarious. I loved it. I loved it. And that and the promo, the promo that EC3 cut as part of his exit speech, priceless. It just showed how entertaining he was. And, and then he put himself over, of course. And it was just too damn funny. It was really good. So yes, as we all know, EC3 is officially gone from the company, and he is a part of NXT. And I haven't watched NXT in a bit, so I know Ricochet is supposed to debut soon. I just saw a promo today about that. I don't know when they're going to. I mean, yes, he showed up in the audience in a suit at the last takeover. But as far as when he's going to actually show up and start working on TV, I don't know. But whatever he does in NXT / WWE, I can't wait to see it. He's become one of my favorites since me really starting to watch Impact Wrestling, excuse me, a lot again. So I can't wait to see it. It's been one of the best thing that Impact Wrestling has really done as far as excuse me, building new stars. And you know, they've been doing that a lot recently, you know, putting new talent on TV and stuff. And it's all part of gaining that audience back that they, you know, because they did make some mistakes over the years. You know, if they keep doing this, I have absolutely no doubt that, you know, things are going to get better for them to keep doing what they're doing, step by step. You know. So then, yeah, EC3 makes his exit, says goodbye to Jeremy Borash, and then hits him with the case and starts just brutally attacking Jeremy Borash. Then none other than Brian Cage comes out and just whoops the snot out of him real quick. Hits him with a drill claw, ending the episode. And as Brian Cage is exiting the ring, we get announced that next week we are going to get Lashley versus Cage. Folks, I cannot wait to see that. We also are going to get a few other matches. Give me 2 seconds here, folks. They listed a bunch of stuff right as they were going off the air. Oh, Su Yung is going to debut next week, and I'll get to her in a bit. I know I'm spoiling that. No, I'm not really spoiling that. We're also going to get KM. What is this? KM versus Fallah Bahh. Fallah Bahh, man, he's really been. I'm starting to like him. He's a lot of fun to watch. He is. We're also. There's a thing here that says Eddie Edwards goes into the Lion's Den. Oh, so apparently he's going to be hunting down Sami Callihan and getting some revenge as well, too. So yeah, quite the loaded episode next week as well, along with some other stuff, I'm sure. So EC3 is no more. Brian Cage ends the episode. Let's work backwards here a bit. Monsters Ball was an absolute blast. I wish it was a little longer. Earlier in the episode, they showed an older Monsters Ball. I didn't catch the year. I don't remember if they said it or not. But it was Mick Foley versus Abyss. And it had all sorts of people jumping in and out of the match. Oh, man. I can't remember the ref's name. Stevie something. He was an ECW guy, which is why he was probably helping Mick Foley. Stevie Richards, that's it. I was thinking Williams. No. Daphne was in it. It was extra violent. It was bloody. Mick Foley versus Abyss was a great match. Refs got knocked out. Tacks were all over the place, and tables, and oh yeah, it was pretty brutal. This match, on the other hand, between Kongo Kong and Abyss, it got everything in. It just felt like it was missing something. It had the tacks, it had the tables. Jimmy Jacobs got involved, almost got completely pummeled. Janice even made a brief appearance thanks to Father James Mitchell. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and we actually have this was surprising. I did not expect this to happen. We have a new monster, folks, that can claim the king of the hill as far as Monsters Ball. I would even go out go on a limb to say that this was a passing of the torch of sorts. But in this case, it should have been like passing a flaming Janus. Passing a flaming Janus torch. That would fit this, I think. Don't you think? That would be absolutely terrifying. Somebody coming at you with a flaming Janus. Sounds like something Negan would have in The Walking Dead, only different. Actually, that actually happened in the last episode of The Walking Dead too. Spoiler alert. The flaming baseball bat. So it was similar, close, not really, but anyways. So yeah, Congo Kong ends the match with a splash onto Abyss, and Abyss is stuck on the barbed wire board. Hey, Andre's in the chat. What's up? Good to see you, Andre. Thanks for joining the live show tonight. So yeah, it was a good Monsters Ball match, but it was, I'll call it short and sweet. I felt like I wanted more, but they also kind of got everything in, so it was cool. But nonetheless, congrats to the new monster. Congo Kong, along with Jimmy Jacobs, and that holding up the little sign as they were exiting the ring. Kong is going to kill you. And we've heard that with a few other people too as well. Andre says he missed Impact. Oh, if you would like, I can post this on there. Absolutely. Sure. I could post this on wrestlingwithwrestling.com, where my Lucha Underground and House of Hardcore content goes on there for reviews and news. So by all means, cheap plug, go to wrestlingwithwrestling.com for all your wrestling content needs. We're adding new people all the time. We just added like a bunch of new people this week, including a former, I think he's a former champion. In fact, I think he's a Factor Ohio Valley Wrestling champion. Jamino Lavencia. Yeah, he received a call from Andre Corbeil, and you're welcome, Andre. And he answered, and he is now part of wrestlingwithwrestling.com, along with so many other people, writers, podcasts, reviews. Thank you, Andre, for the compliment. My man cave. It's loaded with stuff. It's loaded. Completely loaded with stuff. All right, back to the review before I get too sidetracked. We get a few different segments throughout the show talking about Eddie Edwards going after OVE because they are stalking, well, namely Sami Callihan, but he's stalking Eddie Edwards' wife. I can't think of her. Is it Alicia Edwards? I forget her name. We'll just say Mrs. Edwards. And Eddie Edwards races out of the impact zone, flies to the hotel, only to find her safe and sound. And she's like, what's going on? What's going on? What are you doing? Waking me up, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. You're okay? All right, you're all right. As this was the best part of it. As he's leaving, bumps into someone. You know who it is right off the bat. But then they do this like slow turnaround of Sami Callihan, who looks like he's in a housekeeping outfit and a wig or whatever. And the the woman's mate. He's in drag, basically in disguise, and oh my god, it is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen Sami Callihan do. And the look on his face as he turns around and he's in drag, and oh man, and then he attacks Eddie, and then the wife jumps in and kind of scares him away. But that whole segment was priceless. It was really well done. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I love what they're doing with this. They're giving it a lot of attention. Sami Callihan is like the hottest thing on Impact right now. I mean, there's a lot of good things on Impact Wrestling right now. The champ, Johnny Impact / Mundo. You got a new monster on there, Congo Kong, who's tearing it up with Jimmy Jacobs at his side. The X Division is on fire. The knockouts are doing great, along with a debut attack that we'll get to in just a little bit. There's so many good things going on in Impact Wrestling right now. So I say that I've said this once, I'll say it again. If you hadn't watched it in a long time, I'm telling you to give it another shot. I think it's a simpler version of what it was before, but it's also a more twisted version of what it was before. Everybody's putting in 1,000%. It's really good stuff. Can't say enough about it. I'm really happy about it, especially with everything that they're doing with WrestleCon this year, which they did plug again. Lucha Underground versus Impact Wrestling at WrestleCon on April, what is it? I think it's April 6th. They're advertising it all the time. I think that's the date, but double check that. And it's going to be live on Twitch. I've talked a lot about it on WrestlingWithWrestling.com with all the stuff that they announced. Oh, I'll get back to the episode in a second. Gail Kim is going to debut, or not debut. Oh my God. Just water tonight, folks. Gail Kim is going to announce tomorrow on social media, on either Twitter, Facebook, both. I forget what. Go check her social media out tomorrow. She's going to reveal what part she's going to take in the Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground event on April 6th at WrestleCon. What is she going to do? She's retired. What is she going to do? Is she going to come out of retirement for one last match for this? Is she going to be a special ref for the Lucha Underground versus Knockouts? I'll say versus Impact Knockouts. What is she going to do? I can't wait to see. And that's one thing we really haven't seen yet. We've seen all the guys. Where is Taya going to fit into this? Rosemary, who's all going to do what? And what girls from Ivelisse? What girls from Ivelisse? Dear God, I need to go to bed. What girls from Lucha Underground, like Ivelisse, are going to, debut at this or surprise? Demon Rocks in the chat says Gail Kim versus Ivelisse. Dude, I would love to see that. I don't even think Ivelisse was booked last year at WrestleCon, and I know she's had issues with injuries and stuff, but man, Ivelisse is one of the most talented women out there. Why would you not book this woman? I don't get it. And Impact Wrestling, please get her on your TV. Seriously. She would be a tremendous addition to this. Speaking of knockouts, back to the episode before you're completely sidetracked again. We get a debut after a really good match between Piggy's Up. Sienna returns to the episode. I think she was injured, but I don't remember what the injury was. But Sienna gets a knockout championship match against Allie. And I gotta say this, and I know talented and sexy Demon Rocks. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate. Oh wait, you're not talking about me. That was awkward. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about me. Um, I'm assuming you're talking about one of the knockouts. Sorry. I'm sorry. You gotta have fun with this. Sienna versus Allie was a great match. Allie impresses me more and more every week. She comes off, all giddy and mousy, and then she gets in the ring, and it's like there's a fire lit underneath her, and she's an ass kicker, and it's like the stuff she does in the ring lately. It's like, wow. I mean, I'm impressed. I really am. Not lying about that. So Allie successfully defends her Knockouts championship, and then Braxton Sutter tries to propose again, and the guy needs help. Seriously, Braxton Sutter needs help, and he even called her Laurel, for crying out loud. There's a guy's, there's a book for being a guy, Dummies 101. Why would you propose to the woman and call her by the wrong name? I've proposed a few times in my lifetime. I can tell you that is one thing I did not do, is mistakenly call the woman who you are trying to spend the rest of your life with and call her another name. You know what? I bet you that drill claw that he received a week or two ago probably still affecting him a little. I'd probably be calling some people by the wrong name too if I got dumped on my head by a man like Brian Cage. Bound for Glory 2018, Undead Bride versus Demon Assassin. Book it. Book it, folks. Good idea. Good idea. Hey, we might even get something crazy like that at WrestleCon. There's bound to be some surprises. Those rosters are loaded. So who knows what we're going to get. So then Braxton Sutter's, fumbling through all this, and then all of a sudden we get the debut in an attack on Allie, the Undead Bride. They kept calling her the Undead Bride, Su Yung. I am not familiar with Su Yung. I know she's a name that's getting mentioned a lot in the indies. Yeah, I did follow her recently. I did hear that she was debuting soon on Impact Wrestling, not looking at spoilers, but you see headlines and stuff like that. I have bookmarked on YouTube a few matches to go watch, so I'm going to go check out some of her stuff. And I got a feeling she's going to become a fast favorite, or not so favorite considering who she attacked, and Impact Wrestling. So, yeah, she's going to be one to watch. I mean, her look is something like straight out of a nightmare, folks, with the, I want to say, I know it's Oriental and I'm probably going to screw this up. I'm going to say kabuki makeup. I think that's right. If that's wrong, then I apologize. The last thing I want to do is offend anyone. I know I offend people once in a while, but not intentionally. I'm kind of an idiot. But anyways, you should check out Fight TV, Demon Rock says. I have once in a while. I watched a couple things on there here and there. Um, so yeah, Su Yung debuts, attacks the champ, leaves her laying there, and Su Young's look. We'll get back to Su Young's look for a second. She's got the messed up makeup, messed up what she's got the wild hair, and the dress. She's got like this baby doll, light pink yet very dirty dress, and it looks like it's got blood all down the front of it, like stained. It's nasty, and it's really messed up. And then she's got like a veil, I think, that she had with her as part of this like undead bride look. Um, Very unique look. Um, it might be a cousin of Rosemary's. She looks so deranged. I would not be surprised. She's Demon Rocks in the chat says she also sprays mist like Rosemary. Uh-oh. Well, then we've got several misters in the house. Taya's been spraying stuff. Rosemary's spraying stuff. Now Su Young's going to start spraying stuff. Man, they should really start checking people for diseases if all these people are spraying stuff. That just sounds really, might catch something. You know? Anyways. So yeah. Keep an eye on Su Yung. I can't wait to see her debut next week. And she's probably gonna spray some stuff on someone and start an apocalypse or something. Who knows? Can't wait to see it. Talked about that. What's left? A couple things left. Impact Wrestling X Division match. Rohit. I want to say this right. Rohit Raju. Raj. One of the new guys from the Delhi Hit Squad, I think that's who he is. Went against Matt Sydal, defending his X Division Championship match with Josh Matthews, Mr. Centering My Chi, at ringside, which is what I was doing before I started this. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. You watch yourself. Seriously. Man. And Josh Matthews at ringside with the belt, and does the belt just look strange on him? It looks like it's like so big. Like you could go around like two Joshes. Is it me, or it looks like that? It just, Josh and belts, just, I don't know. They don't go together. I'm not buying it. Somebody needs to do something about that. Maybe take that belt off of him. I don't know who, but somebody should. Seriously. Somewhere in the near future. Would love to see it. Just because you can't just grab a belt or get a belt or, I mean, that goes back to the whole, Andre the Giant forfeiting the belt to Ted DiBiase. Back when we saw stuff like that, the stuff that made Hulk Hogan cry. You don't make Hulk Hogan cry. That's messed up, But this whole thing, this is just weird. It's weird. Yes, folks, I've watched a lot of wrestling. That went way old school. Sorry about that. But this ain't gonna make me cry. All right, I can hold it together. It's weird, but it ain't that weird. Good quick match between Raju and Sydal. Not too much else to say about that. Just really kind of funny how the whole thing is getting put together. And then it started out with we get the Fallah Bahh match with Trevor Lee. Caleb Conley help paying dividends in this match. Trevor Lee coming out with a win. The Cult of Lee coming out with a win, I should say. Both guys really coming out with a win on this one. Poor Fallah Bahh. Man, Fallah Bahh's had a couple losses. He needs a win. He needs to get back on track. That guy's a lot of fun, though. I seriously thought he killed Trevor Lee when he sat on him. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I've got COPD, and I can't even imagine getting flattened like a pancake by a guy like Fallah Bahh. That'd be it. I'd be, call the truck, that'd be it. That'd be, nope, nothing here, I'd be so done. And then it started out with a very awkward going back and forth between the champ and Alberto El Patron. Alberto El Patron just has that cold, just, I don't know how to describe it. He's just real matter of fact and creepy lately. I mean, he's really healing it up lately. And Austin's just not having any of it, So an interesting yet kind of weird little back and forth thing there. But overall, great episode of Impact Wrestling. So that pretty much covers everything. Oh, I wrote out a little note here about Josh Matthews being the spirit advisor. Yeah, spirit, just, it's messed up. I don't even have a spirit advisor. I just gotta do my own thing. And, was trying to do that before I went live. Thank you very much. Don't interrupt me doing that again, dude. That was bad. And then I didn't even know I was live, for crying out loud. But anyways, that's going to wrap up this one. Thank you so much for watching. I've been J-Bone for Smash This Podcast. And by all means, go check out some WrestlingWithWrestling.com, where I guess this is going to get featured as soon as I get done doing this. But I'm not normally the Impact Wrestling guy. So, but nonetheless, love putting content on there. All my Lucha Underground content, reviews, well, no new stuff yet, but news with the WrestleCon stuff coming up, and House of Hardcore, which is coming up this weekend, number 39. We'll be reviewing that this weekend too, along with, tons of other stuff coming up. All sorts of craziness lined up. Music, wrestling, you name it. So, thanks for tuning in, and we're going to call it a night soon. It's been a long day, and we'll see you down the road for more real soon.